Do we have the?
Recording is in process.
Do we have the roster? Both rosters?
Yep,
Do we
they're
have
up on SharePoint.
Yep, and it's under attendance and student check-in under 23, 24,
Yep,
and it's under
student check-in one. Yep.
Okay.
Is my sound okay? I'm doing this through my phone.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'm glad we waited 2 weeks. I have been so up and down with this group and my feelings and emotions about them.
So, oh yeah, I see it. So the attendance one is different than, there's the student check-in and then there's the study attendance. Okay, I see those are different. Well, do we just want to start and go through because, so who's writing in this? I guess I should write in for the regular group and then Beth does the science group. Do we want to start with the regular group?
Yeah.
So I'm in the SharePoint file. The student check-in, Beth's there, Lauren's there.
Oh, I'm in 22. Sorry. I hit the wrong one. Okay, now I'm there.
Kristen, are you there? Yep. Heather, are you there? In that file?
Heather's there.
Yeah, I see her in there.
All right, so do we want to just go down student by student? So the first one is Ashlyn. Anybody want to say anything?
So far, she's been arriving early to class. She has everything complete. Good communication.
Same in my class.
Okay. How do I get, I want this to. Dang it. Yes, I want it to wrap. It just did. All right, good deal. So we don't really need anything for her. Kristen? She okay for you?
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, no.
It didn't say mute at my end, so it's weird.
So is she okay? For you?
Did you not hear me say anything? I'm so sorry.
No.
She also has something missing in my assignment, in my class, like Debbie. But she's doing okay. Did you know that her sister's in there too?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what I think about that.
Well, they sit next to each other, but they don't look like twins. So
No, not
it
at all.
doesn't
Yeah.
strike you at first.
I
you
know. I'd kind of like them to move around, and I'm sure I'll have to do something for that. Because
Okay.
Yeah, I've been
they're
splitting
not gonna
the
grow a
group,
little bit
yeah.
there. So
Because they tend to like, at least in my class where they can do that, they kind of like the two of
yeah,
them.
they're just kind of in their own world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I split them and they were fine.
Okay, so Elena, which was the sister.
Mhm.
Same, I mean, she didn't get into an accident, but
But she was also gone. I mean, she was gone at the
Yeah.
same time.
does she have missing assignments?
No, not for me at least.
Mm-mm. Nope, all good with me.
Well, she does with me, but
They've turned everything in for FSUS, and I'll be meeting with them this afternoon for their intro conferences. So I haven't had a chance to talk to them yet.
Um. Okay, what about Sienna?
She
Sure.
is very willing to participate and very engaged in class. But her homework score last night that was due was only like 3 out of 26 points.
so she has some areas to work on.
Hmm.
Is it's graded right or wrong?
Yes, yep, on the program it is. Let me see how many she attempted. She did not attempt them all, only the first few.
How many do they have every week? Or
Um,
or whatever it is that you're working on.
They have the homework assignments can vary in the number of questions each week. This one was 26 questions. They usually range from like 15 to 40 problems.
Can they work ahead or do they have to stay within a certain something?
So I always
Just
post them.
mastery.
Yeah, I post them a week in advance. So like the one that's due next week, I posted it Wednesday night. So they can, and the material we're covering, like the current material that we cover, the homework for that is not due till the following week. So they don't have to complete it while they're learning it. They can follow up the next week.
Is she okay in English, FSUS and reading?
Yes, I mean, we're going to need to work on some skills, but she's like fine as far as the grade right now, and she participates. It's the same kind of thing. And I'm really proud of her because she was one of the ones who came right up and said, I need to transfer out of your 8 o'clock class. And she's there and she's ready to participate. So like, I'm happy about that because I thought, oh, is she going to not do well? And she's kind of risen to the occasion, awoken to the occasion.
Mhm.
And also kind of a note, that might be a good like indication. I posted like an announcement talking about like email etiquette, and I put in like a template that students could use for proper emails. And I even had a video for like if they wanted to make like an official template. And all of her emails since I posted that like follow exactly like what I put in my announcement. And so, and she's like, I think one of the only people that was like, I saw this instruction and I'm gonna actually implement that. So hopefully it's a good sign for the future. But I haven't met with her either. There was a little confusion, so we're not meeting until Monday because she signed up wrong, which might not be a good indication on the other hand. But she still did sign up, and I'll meet with her on Monday.
So do we need to do anything about the math thing?
I can follow up with her.
Okay. Okay, Nate Brooks.
Good in my class. Everything looks good for assignments, and he's participating with his group members and always there ready to go.
Yep. Same here.
He's done all his work in FSUS, but they missed the conference with me and haven't responded to my messages to say, hey, you missed your conference. Like what's going on. So
Um, I could send an email to the entire group.
Encouraging them to check their emails more often and really sift through to make sure that they're answering and responding to emails, not glossing over them too quickly.
And I know I posted like in the online course, and I don't know if you guys touch on this or not, because everybody uses Canvas nowadays for things. To make sure that they have their messaging settings set up to their preferences. Because, you know, I use email, and I don't know how you guys use Canvas or not, but I use email for one-on-one correspondence, but I indicate that if there's a, like, you know, a grade problem, you know, like, so people didn't complete things, I will use the feature in Canvas that allows you to message everybody who didn't submit something or who
Mhm.
didn't. But if they don't have their Canvas notifications set up in such a way that it maybe gets sent to them as an email, or if they prefer stuff to go to their text message, you know, like I put that in my my welcome video, and it's indicated in the materials. But, you know, if you guys are using Canvas in different ways with respect to messages, you might want to emphasize that to them as well, because it doesn't just impact how they get communications from my class, but it impacts how they get communications for all classes. So if they don't have it set up in such a way where they're actually, you know, getting these things in a way that they will see them.
Just
Right.
one comment, when they do that, anything that you do in Canvas, they get notified. So they're getting spammed with Canvas notifications. And so they might miss something because they're getting so many notifications right now. Like, you know, every time a faculty person updates something or puts something in or does anything with Canvas, they get a notification for that.
But you can specify, like you can go in and be very specific about where and how you get information. So if you want it so that when you get announcements posted, like important announcements, that can go as a text message. Like you can really be granular in some cases in terms of how you get different types of information. Like a lot of them are like, oh, I want my grades. Like when you update a grade, I want that texted to me because I want to know my grade immediately. But if they haven't done that for, say, announcements, so they can actually go into Canvas and filter certain things out. And they can even indicate a personal email address if they want, like if they're like, I don't want to check my Ferris email all the time, I prefer to go to my Gmail. You can actually add multiple email addresses. You can add cell phone numbers in there and determine like where and how you're getting different kinds of information. And I talk about it in the video, but it's, you know, that how they get that information impacts not just this online course.
Do you have links to like YouTube videos about how that they can go do that? Because I don't know how to do that.
I
Neither do
actually
I.
in my intro video, I walk them through. I'm like, so
You
you
do,
go,
okay.
you click on these three dots, you know, you know, change it from a card view to a list view. You click over here for your profile. You know, I
Okay.
walk through like how to do all of those things. And I also have links in the online class that takes them straight to like Canvas resources. So if they want to go to like the actual like infrastructure Canvas page where, you know, they have things like that. So yeah, I mean, I show them how to do that, but you know, like I said, it impacts more than just, you know, my class, your class this semester.
Yep. Perfect. Thanks.
All right, so that's a study session topic, which I probably shouldn't do. Because I don't know so I don't know what one possibility would be in the study session on Monday to replay your video, but in order for me to replay your video, you either have to send me a link to your video or
you want to because it's a long video, like it's
right.
the introduction to the class, like you don't want to have to sit through all of that.
Well, do you want to send me a message with instructions on, because what I'm thinking is if the best thing for them would be if I don't go through it, but I play the relevant portions of whatever you do so that they at least see it. Would that work?
And I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure Canvas's tutorials, like they're really good about, being text-based, but having images of you click here, you go here, and like walking through how you can do all of those things. So I'll find the relevant one and send it to you. But I would recommend, using that resource. It looks like, Debbie's got that in there.
Yeah, because the minute you started talking about it, I was like, I'm gonna send that out to like all my students, because my linguistic students are like, because I'm updating things based on like what we talk about in class, and then I'm like, oh, you guys are interested in this, then I'll show you this, and they're like, oh my word, you're over. And so I was like, the minute you started saying that, Heather, I said, oh, I've got to do this for all my students. So I think, is this the one you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, I mean that, because you can see where you can say, grading course content, you can indicate if it's notifying me immediately, weekly summaries. So you really can be very granular, and you can add multiple email addresses if you want to, kind of, pull, certain things out. So, it's really nice. And that's why I try to, point that out to students at the very beginning. But, again, C4 students are not, they're getting inundated with a ton of information at the very beginning. So it's not surprising that we have to reinforce certain things, again, for any student.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll look at that thing over the weekend and see if I can do it in a way that makes sense. So I don't need access to any one of your Canvas accounts in order to go through this stuff, right?
I mean, you can
We have a
actually,
shared Canvas account for things. I mean, you could show them just one on yours or something. I mean,
yeah,
you
that's what I do. I just
math,
have
I'm
my
sure.
Canvas open. I just have my
Okay.
Canvas open. And I show them like where all the dots and stuff are. And depending on where you're located, this would be a computer lab option of going in and just kind of like doing the walkthrough and having them kind of do it there. I don't know if any classes are running a computer lab or not.
No, we did a computer lab over a week ago, and I can put them in one.
Heather, is it a different format on your phone as it is on a computer? I mean, would it be better to be on a computer, or is a phone work?
I'm pretty sure you can do like most of the things like on your phone, but obviously the menu options are different. And in as with a lot of things, it's often easier to do it on the desktop version, which is why, potentially just putting them in a computer lab and having them do it might be the easier way than just talking about it in the abstract.
Yes, yes. So I'll reserve a lab for Monday. So Nate doesn't really have a problem, that we're just bringing this up in general. Nate's okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nate,
Who would you say? Did you say another person's name?
yeah, Dayton.
Dayton.
Oh, Dayton. I'm
English.
sorry.
I'm just so thrilled with his first essay. I was like, yes. So he's doing well. He's a little shy, but he's doing well.
Yep.
Same in math.
Heather, is he okay? Because you're not nodding yet.
Mhm.
Okay. Lexi, Danilo.
Good so far for me. Everything's turned in, always participating.
Okay.
What's her last name again?
Danielle.
Danilo.
Neil. I don't know why I am having a hard time finding her in here.
Well, she's under
I
Alexa.
don't have her. Maybe
She's Alex.
Oh, that's right. You don't have
I
her.
don't have her.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
we-
gonna say,
she's
I
one
don't
of the-
see her anywhere. I
the
don't know
ones
who that is.
yeah. She was recommended by Amy Calhoun, but didn't need the full battery. Emma.
Emma is not doing very well for me. She has been gone. She's been sick.
Yeah, she's been sick a couple days for my class. She turned in the assignment last night and did well, but she didn't do the intro assignment, which wasn't worth as much, but still no submission.
She
So
missed
she
a
has a-
day. Yeah, she missed a day for me, but she communicated well with me
Yeah,
and has kept
Yes.
up. But
yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
has
does.
communicated well, but she has not kept up with the work.
All right, who wants to talk to her?
I can.
Yeah, she missed her, she signed up for a conference with me this week, but did not attend. Um,
All right. What about McKenna?
Good.
Yeah, good here too.
Sorry, I'm like, I have to flip through like 3 different screens to like check whether they attended their conference. And I'm also trying to look at their autobiographical journal entries so I can refresh my memory on who the heck they are. So I haven't, I'm gonna meet with them later on. So I haven't, they're scheduled for later today. I really like a lot. I have to say, I like a lot of what they put in their like autobiographical like journal entries. Like some of the things that these students want to do with their lives is like really interesting. Um, you know, criminal justice. An interest in like equality, and it's like some of the things that they're interested in and talking in. I was just like, it was like goosebump moment, where you're just like, wow, I actually have a little hope for the future right now. Like, oh, this is kind of a breath of fresh air. So that was kind of cool. Um,
Well, McKenna's okay overall.
yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
no, that was random.
No, it's all right.
I just wanted to kind of say that.
How about Ben?
Yep.
Yeah, he's doing fine so far.
FSUS?
Ben did not sign up for a conference. And when like I said, I emailed everybody yesterday, saying either you missed or you didn't sign up. So as of right now, I haven't heard anything. But I posted numerous announcements saying, hey, don't forget to sign up for a conference, and the fact that they didn't sign up for anything.
Well, who wants to address, because he hasn't been showing up to study sessions either.
he's been communicating really well with me. Like, like always, like before workshop, he's like, okay, this is where we're meeting, this is what we're doing. So it's interesting. So I would be willing to just like say, hey, you seem to be doing well in my class. I just wondered, because they know we're talking, how,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He might have the mindset that he doesn't need to do a study session, so.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. He doesn't think
No.
he needs it, and if he wants to participate in this, he kind of has to. So he at least has to go to the non-optional. He has
Well,
to
yeah,
complete once a week.
that should be affecting his grade if he doesn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Josiah.
Good.
Yep, good.
Mhm.
Josiah McKenna.
Well, hold on a minute.
Um,
Let's
I'm just labeling, naming off some people that have been doing ELPs.
oh,
So Ashlyn, I just know that they've been doing ELPs. So handful of people have been.
okay. Zoe.
Good. Good in my class.
Me too. She's been doing ELPs too.
Ariana.
So she has not yet signed up for the online homework. I emailed her about that.
I don't know if I have an Ariana. What's Ariana's last name?
It
Yeah.
starts with an E, Ariana.
Starts with an E?
Yeah, and then Jackson is her last name.
Do I not have her, Kirk?
Man.
Nope, I got her. Never mind.
Yep,
Ariana
got her.
and Jackson.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
So she hadn't signed up for online homework and math. What else or what, do we have anything else on her?
She hasn't done some assignments for me. She wasn't there once, at least once.
Wednesday
the
she was
first week.
sick. Oh, she was there every day for me.
She was there this week for me on Thursday.
She kind of strikes me, I don't know, but she's been striking me as a person who could really blend unless pulled out. That's been my impression of her in the class. She I don't know how to explain it, but she just,
She's like a Kaylee from last year.
yeah,
Like just would want to kind of
yeah, just kind of
link to the side,
show up,
be a wallflower.
not be noticed. Exactly. I was going to use the word wallflower. Yeah. And so I've been trying to make sure that I compliment her and call on her and things like that, just so that she doesn't fade, because I can see her disassociating slightly, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's that she's unhappy. I think she just doesn't want to.
She hasn't quite fit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be meeting with, I haven't met with her yet. I was really excited to hear about, she's a real passion for marine biology. Super, ethical scientist, responsible. I was like, all right, again, climate change. A lot of these students are interested in our environment. And I think, based on that, there's that option to kind of tap into some of these really deep interests that a lot of these students are kind of coming in with.
So what's a plan for working with Ariana? Just
Well,
making sure that we are like maybe make her yellow so that we're watching her for next
yeah,
time.
we'll go
Let's
back
say.
into colors in a minute, but yes,
Okay. Just say make a purposeful effort to reach out and maybe
Yeah.
even connect her with another person working on a project or something.
Yeah, when she signed her consent, I mean, so she has a lot of pressure at home on becoming a vet because her cousin she lives with her aunt, and her cousin is a breeder, and she wants to do marine biology. So I said she should talk to Beth about that, and I also mentioned Karen Barkle. And we've talked about the fact that she could do just a vanilla biology major without doing pre-vet. And her aunt seems to be relenting about the pre-vet thing, because I guess they've now had conversations about it, and she's blaming stuff on me, which is good.
Well, it might give her an out.
Well, that's the whole point. Yeah, the whole point is, the whole point is
Parents can be overwhelming.
That's right, to give her an ability to say, look, I'm talking to some people, and they're saying, and her aunt actually said, I want you to do this, but it is your life, which I thought, well, that's good. There's a recognition there that. So my speaking to her is okay, because she and I are developing a connection. So.
Oh, good. So you can kind of talk with her then, Kirk, a little bit, and just kind of, talk to her about the importance of having study groups and making connections with people in those various classes and forming relationships so that she is comfortable on campus.
Yep. Okay, Faith.
Good.
Good.
Also doing ELPs.
Yeah, I feel like she is going to need a lot of work on her writing at the sentence structure level. I see her really needing some assistance with that, and I'll be working with her on that. I'm not so concerned that I'm oh, she needs to do the writing center or anything like that, but I just really see that of all of the students. But I agree with everybody else. She's turning stuff in, she's participating, she's very positive. So I feel like once we get a little work done, she just might have to work a little extra to get herself up to the level that she needs to be. Like when I'm looking at all of them, I'm like, I just that like, can they make sentences? I'm like, okay, we're gonna have some work ahead of us. But I think she'll do it.
Mhm. Yeah, I think she's a little feisty, so.
Yeah, she'll like,
She'll
I think once
pull herself
she's
through.
told, she'll just be like, okay, let's get this done, So,
Yeah, I mean, she missed her conference with me, but she's already responded this morning. Somehow thinking that, 10:45 yesterday translates into we should wait until 10:45 next Thursday, but we'll talk about that. But her journal entry for me, where she talks about wanting to be a teacher, I didn't actually find the writing to be that bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but comparatively
Let me
speaking,
click on her stuff.
not actually that bad. Like I'm surprised that you're, in a journal entry, like usually that's what people are like, I'm gonna throw in a hot mess, because it's a journal entry, who cares? But I didn't find her journal entry to be bad. We're talking about Faith Jet, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
didn't.
gonna
I
look
didn't
at
find it
mine
to be
too,
bad.
Let me,
Debbie.
I'm looking back now to make sure that I made the note. Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. There's like,
No, hers is fine for me too.
Huh.
Well, she has some dyslexia, you can tell. A little
Yeah.
bit at different times,
Mm.
so I don't know.
well, she had,
Missing
for
things
me,
and
it was
stuff.
like capitalization,
No.
incomplete words, but
Nope,
that might
she
be
got that good on
dyslexia.
mine. Maybe
Huh.
she did yours late at night and was tired.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
that,
gonna say, because I've seen like what she has here, like I've seen students come into 321 be worse than what she just submitted for this journal entry.
huh. Okay, well, that's really interesting then. Huh.
Probably some time management issues there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll see how that works out then. Because I was like, of all, because I was like, oh, yep, all right, we need sentence structure, we need, so, okay.
Well, Debbie's on to something, because in terms of SAT, she's the most at risk. She's not the most at risk in terms of high school grades or ability to communicate and follow through. But she was a borderline, invitee.
Well,
So-
she's had a really rough life, we'll say that.
Yes, yes.
Extremely rough,
Yes.
so. But she's working on it.
Okay, Gary.
Gary's good.
Really good.
Aubrey.
Why do you say it with a tone?
She's that girl.
Okay, so Aubrey.
That's like- Oh.
Like, I don't know if it's the 8 o'clock class. I don't know. So she fell asleep during my first class. She actually put her head down and fell asleep, and then came up to me and told me that she was under sleep studies and that she might fall asleep in my class again. The
She told me
next
that too at
time,
the very beginning of the school year.
right. And then the next time that she came to class, if I didn't know better, I would have said she was on speed. She was like jittery, bumpy. So I don't know if somebody was like, she's doing stuff with medication or what, but she was actually like, to me, she was like definitely on some, seemed like she was on something. And then she got into a fight with Sienna and Naya in their group. Like, I don't know what she said, but both of them, whatever she said to them, their eyes, like I saw them talking, and then their eyes popped open and they were like, and and I was like, whoa. And then she didn't show up for the next class. And her writing is okay, but she kept saying, she emailed me every day asking, when are you available today for me to meet with you? I would send her several times and she wouldn't show up. And so I'm just really like, I don't know what to think about her because she's just really, to me, a little erratic.
Yeah,
Kind of
she
a
I
wheel
agree.
spinner.
I
Like
agree.
a wheel spinner.
yeah, she missed her she scheduled a meeting with me and missed that appointment.
And she has a lot of questions that are like hard to think that you would still have that question.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
So. who
okay,
wants
well,
to-
let me say it again, then repeat. I had her repeat back to me what I said like 3 or 4 times. Like, so tell me what what is it that we need to, or what is it that, is the process for this, or what is it that we have to do? I can't remember what we repeated back, but something, a couple times. Because she still didn't have it. And then I said, okay, well, we gotta have it. So let me think. So I would say it again. I said, tell me what you need to do or what needs to happen. And she parroted what I said, but I don't know if it went through. And so you could only spend so much time on it in a class too.
Mhm.
So
Well, who wants to follow through with her?
I'll do it. Because I need to talk with her because she has not responded to Jenna's with a day and time for her mentor meeting. So I need to follow up
Right.
with her anyway. So I will do that.
Okay. Riley?
She's good.
Missed a conference, but we're gonna work on finding a new time, so we are in communication.
How many students made a conference, Heather, of our group? Couple?
Well, I mean, hold on, I've got between the 2 different classes and everything. Out of this group that we're looking at right now, so VL2, 2 students like failed to set up any kind of a conference, and 1, 2, 3, 7 of them missed their conferences that they signed up for, and we'll have to work on rescheduling those. That's out of just this section.
So 9.
All
But then
right.
the other ones made it, the 12 or whatever made it. Did
Well, I still
complete?
have like 6 or 7 of them later on this afternoon. So
Oh, okay, gotcha. Just checking.
So let's do this. Heather, if you can send me the names of people who haven't scheduled. And then the names of people who scheduled but didn't show up, and send it to me over the weekend. I can text those students and say, you got to do this.
Okay.
I can target it. I invited Riley to do SLD read.
Oh, okay.
She's early childhood, and when I met with Riley really likes the reading class.
Well, that's good because maybe I can do a project or something and we can do something with SLD read then.
That
I'll
would be
remember
great.
that.
Yeah. And she's already talked to Lori.
Okay.
And
Or some
Lori's
sort of
actually
academic service learning.
Lori's actually impressed, particularly compared to Emma and Sarah.
Well, Emma and Sarah were a little on the lax end.
Well, yeah.
They're a little on the,
but
one was complaining and found everything to complain about that she could find under the sun. And the other one just had too full of a plate and would just kind of like throw up her hands.
they just, yeah.
So okay, moving along.
Katrina.
She's quiet, but she's good.
Can you do
Assignments
the
are
last name? Because I have so many people in this class.
Peters.
Peters.
Katrina.
Okay. Peters. Okay, yeah, okay. Yep, she did a lot of ELPs and didn't get anything wrong either, so.
Good.
Good.
Alexis Peterson.
Also doing well, did ELPs and is doing well.
doing good.
Heather.
missed the original conference, and I don't show that they did reschedule for Sunday.
Okay. I'm gonna put down okay for her then right now.
Yeah, it's fine. That's why I have to I'm going between like 4
I
different
know
things to
you've
check
got more than, you got more than one thing. So I know I'm going fast, but I want to make sure we get to the next group. Kenzie Roy.
Good.
Yep, good.
Yeah, she should be okay. Seems to have her act together. Rockney.
Yeah. He's got such a unique way about him. He looks distressed sometimes, but yet he's not. I don't think he really is, but he kind of has that look about him. Mm-hmm.
He's named after Newt Rockne, by the way.
After who?
Newt Rockne, the Notre Dame coach.
Oh,
I
great-
wondered that.
his
I
great-
wondered.
His great grandfather actually played football for Notre Dame. So, Ryan,
He's good.
he's good.
Yeah. The one thing about Rockne that we might just have to keep an eye on is paying attention to details. Because my conference sheet is like, comment, leave your name. Well, they commented on somebody else's comment. So I had to schedule a different time with them that was outside of the normal conference times. And I sent them an Outlook invitation, and I sent an email that said, I just sent you an Outlook invitation, which has a unique Zoom room ID in it. Make sure you use that one. We're not using the one on Canvas, essentially. And they didn't show up for that meeting, even though I waited for like 10 minutes. And then I emailed them saying, sorry, you weren't able to make it. And they responded by going, oh, I was in the Canvas Zoom room. And I'm just like, I'm not quite sure like how much more I could so I'm paying attention to detail might end up getting them into trouble in the long run. So just something to maybe kind of to watch a little bit.
Another thing that I've noticed is that when we send them Outlook invites through the Outlook, you know what I'm saying, invitations for a calendar link, when they accept it, it goes away and they don't know about the calendar link. Because you have to go look at the calendar link and use Outlook Calendar to find those emails again, because they disappear. So maybe sending them a separate email, you have an Outlook Calendar, unless they're using Outlook Calendar, it goes away and they don't know it's there. Just something to keep in mind.
I do that for everybody. I tell them I just sent you an Outlook. So I actually email them and let them know that they got an Outlook invitation that has the Zoom link in there. So I do that for students and adults alike.
Right. I just had the trouble this summer quite a bit, and it dawned on me that they didn't know how to find the address. So some students knew that they had a meeting, but they couldn't come because they didn't know how to find the Zoom link.
Oh,
Because it
Maybe even
disappeared.
teaching them how to search it in their email if they needed to. If they lost something, but they know it's there to search, how do you search in your email? That could be something, Kirk, you put in your tutorial.
Yeah, it's not searching in
for
email,
Canvas?
it's searching in your Outlook Calendar.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it goes away from email. Yeah.
Oh, it does too.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just something to keep in mind. I noticed it a few times this summer.
Especially if lots of students are struggling with it, definitely have something else we have to figure out something to do.
all right. Pranila.
He's good.
She was absent for me all week, I think.
Oh, she was only gone yesterday for me.
same for
Oh.
me. She was gone yesterday for me, but communicated,
Yeah, she
But
did, but she was gone twice for me.
but she didn't turn in her first paper. Even though like in class, she is like right on it. And it seemed like she had read the texts, like what we've talked about, she was answering the questions as if she'd read the chapter, you know what I mean? So it's like it's almost like a mixed bag there. But I don't know, that might just be because she was sick, but the paper was before she was sick, so I'd understand what happened with that.
Maybe she's getting
So-
stressed. Then she's getting sick.
No, she has a gastrointestinal issue and
Mm.
has a
Oh,
private,
has she gone to ECDS for it?
well, I don't know about, she hasn't done any of that, but she has a private physician at home, but the private physician is out of the country. And then I said, well, if your physician's in practice with somebody else, can't that person, look up your file and re-prescribe, and I guess he's in practice alone. She's gone to the ER, but the ER only did stuff to give her temporary relief. We've been,
I'll talk with her, Kirk, I don't mind,
right.
but I'll
We-
also I'll also strongly walk her to ECDS. Because, you know, if she's got these issues, I mean, it's important because who knows what could happen, you know, with your doctors and stuff, and that's what they're there
Yeah.
for.
I know it is.
And that's the
Yeah.
process, and that's why it's there to help, you know, if not everybody has that. And so what can we do to make your life, you know, easier when you do have that? How can we support you as you work through?
So let's go back quick through the list in
Well,
terms.
just to go back to that,
Yep.
that student with the health concerns, you know, they sent out that email on Friday, you know, indicating the fact that they had this health concern. And I responded, you know, I'm sorry, you know, can you let me know what assignments, because they haven't done anything in my class except for like this student agreement. They haven't done any of the journal entries or anything like that. And I asked them, and I responded on Tuesday, you know, can you let me know what assignments, you know, would be impacted by this? And I haven't heard anything, and they haven't done anything. So they're not communicating with me in terms of, because I'm happy to work with them. Like if they've got it, but I'm also in online class. So it's like, you know, I can understand with a, you know, gastrointestinal thing, why you might not be able to sit through a class or something of that nature, but they're not even letting me know how this is impacting an online class of journal entries that can be done from bed. And they're one of the students that didn't set up an appointment with me either. So there's, you know, there's all they've done is one assignment. So
And it's an asynchronous class, correct? And so
yeah,
they're
with the-
probably not having that in their head about a class that they have, I'm gonna say.
but I'm
Okay.
also not, you know, quiet. Like I send my students, you know, they get weekly scheduled announcements. They also get regular announcements saying, you know, here's some more information, here's reminder. So it's not like I put it all on their shoulders to remember to get everything done.
Okay, so colors, let's go back. Green, yellow, and red. Ashlyn Anderson.
Next time, we should do this all at the same time.
Yes, we should.
I was gonna say.
Yellow.
Okay. Elena Anderson.
She's a yellow for me.
Okay. Sienna.
Yellow.
Oh, that's lovely. Nate. Nate Brooks.
Green.
Green, yeah. Dayton and Lexi are both green. I've got okay by them. Emma. Barr.
Emma is a red for me. She's a 59%.
Okay. McKenna's okay. Ben.
Yellow, really. I mean, unless anybody else thinks it's red,
Oh.
but I'll still speak with him. I think it's
Okay.
just making sure he knows what's up.
Okay, Josiah and Zoe are both green. Ariana is yellow.
And I will-
Faith is
Green, really.
Wait, I lost Ariana. What's her last name again?
Jackson.
Jackson.
Oh, I'll keep looking for an A. It's an E. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
Gary's okay.
Ariana she's okay. She's like a C+ though.
Okay, but I have her in yellow.
Okay, yellow. Okay.
Yeah. Faith is okay.
Yeah.
Set to keep an eye on her. Gary is okay. Aubrey is red.
Yeah.
For me, she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a good grade for me, but she has like a 90 something, but she's still.
Riley, Katrina, Alexis, Kenzie, and Rockney are all green. So is Ryan, right?
Yes. Yep.
And Brenila is red or yellow? Red.
Red.
I'd
Okay.
say, yeah, because she's got a B+ for me.
All right, I'll do what I can about this technology thing, but I mean, you know, I don't even know how to use Navigate yet, so I'm a little.
When are you gonna do it?
I was gonna
Monday
do
night?
Monday, the Monday study session at 4:30, but who wants to stick around that long and do the Monday study session with me?
I'll come.
That would be great.
And we can take them over. I think the 1006 ASC,
Is better than.
the last time it
08.
was open and it's a quick walk.
Yep. And I'll just have Amy reserve it.
And then what we could do is both things. We could do the Outlook, how to look at your Outlook calendar. And I also think we could also teach them how to put times to check FSUS. Because I made my twins do that when they took Heather's class. I made them put on their calendar days I made them look at Heather's class and when she usually posted things, and then they had I made them put on their calendar an alarm that said check Heather's class so that they would get that reminder to look at her class and see what that was due that day that she had put up. Now, I'm not saying that I don't know how well they did after that, but I at least made them put it on their calendar. And I think that would be good to show them how to do that, how to alarm themselves for an online class to check on the days their teacher posts.
That
But
would be,
You
yeah.
know,
these are all good practices, though, not just for a fully online class.
right.
Mhm.
You know, and one of the things in all of the meetings that I've had with the students, you know, so far, you know, I go over what I call like a multi-layered organizational method, you know, putting in like your semester overview, like when do you actually have classes? When do you need to do things? When do you have major assignments, whether it's papers or tests? Then the next layer is like 11 a.m. on a Friday, you set up what you have to do specifically for the next week. And then the final layer is where we get, you know, more granular of now set up to-do lists. And I'm like, I am not a morning person, so I would set my to-do list up, you know, the night before of what I need to do to accomplish the things for the week. You know, and I've been telling this to like every student that I've met with. I know we're getting ready to transition into the next class, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the time because I have to leave to meet with the SEC. But I did have like a couple of things I did want to point out that I've been talking to students with in these meetings. One is I asked all of them about their understanding of ELPs. And for the most part, they were like, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, well, yeah, you said you've got it, but I'm still going to say something. And my line to them has been that as a society, we have this misunderstanding of what it means to be above average. And a lot of people think that doing the bare minimum makes them above average. And I'm like, that's not the reality. That's average. And average isn't bad, but it's average. You know, and doing ELPs is designed to help you cultivate the habits for you to be above average regularly, so that when you get out of Ferris, you are ready to not just do the bare minimum that your boss expects you to do. And so I've been emphasizing to all of them to immediately start looking for opportunities for ELPs and to put them into that multi-layered approach. Like when you are putting together your weekly plan, look for all the opportunities for which you can start getting ELP points. And so one of the questions that I had is, I'm not 100% clear on where the ELPs are in this STEM. Because I like where are they coming in for the like C4 STEM?
So they're coming in the English, right? 150, and they're coming in the math, 120. And then Heather, do you have ELP?
No.
Okay.
Because I knew I was pretty sure that the overlap was with math and English, but I was also pretty sure that they weren't taking reading, but I wasn't 100% sure. And I did not want to be, you know, misleading these students. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the case, but like I was like in the middle of a meeting, so I was like not able to go back on things. And so I just wanted to make sure I had that accurate information.
If we're doing really focusing on above the line in this FSUS, why are we not doing ELPs in it? We always have. What was the reasoning?
Well, I mean, We could potentially do them, but I mean, the class is lots of journal entries and discussion board posts. And so it would really be, you know, like turning some things in like early, because there's not the same revision opportunities. There's not a lot of those other components.
I don't do revisions. I do early and above the, and more, you know, words. I do study sessions.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
it's just, it's not something that when we did the original one last fall, I don't think ELPs were in there for last fall. They were, or they weren't?
They've always been part of it.
I added
Okay.
them, yeah.
Well, I don't have them in here, so.
Just wondered.
Okay, are we ready to move to STEM?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm gonna mute now because it's Beth.
You can, if you want to keep going. It's okay with me.
No, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Okay. All right. And I know that we leave in 30 minutes. So should I just go one person at a time, or should I jump to the ones that we think were okay? We'll just go
No,
in line.
I need to get.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
I
how
gotta
about-
Find my class again, okay.
So Kristen, I don't think you have these students.
Oh, I
You
don't have any
yeah,
of
you
them,
don't have
okay,
the
that's
STEM.
good, okay.
No. So
Okay.
Ryan Alonso,
Good for math.
Good for me.
okay. Emily,
Good.
Good.
she comes late to math all the time, doesn't she?
She has been coming in late.
The nice thing is they all come from you to me, so they kind of like come right in together. So it's it's nice.
That works.
Yeah. Dylan,
Good.
Good.
Didn't sign up for a conference, hasn't responded yet.
Peyton,
Missed the conference that they signed up for.
She's doing good in math so far. She asked a lot of good questions.
I think she's gonna struggle. She was very nervous about her online Psych 150, but
Mm,
she was really happy. She did the first one, did the first quiz, got 100, and so she has a plan.
Good.
Are you
Her-
talking, Debbie?
Yeah, no, well, I was
Oh.
just saying her paper is really, I'm very happy with her first paper. I mean, yeah. She knows what she's doing as far as putting something, I mean, there's some technical issues, but but overall, I was really happy with it, so.
Okay, Sienna,
very good.
that's what I thought. Jacob,
Very good.
William,
Good.
Lydia.
Good. I wasn't too sure at first, but she warmed up. So she seemed like she was unsure at first, but now she's good. So
Okay. And Nicole,
good.
I'm trying to picture who Nicole is again. I always forget who that is.
She sits in the table in the right in front of you, but to the left.
She's missed my class
Yep,
twice.
yep. Oh,
Doing well as far as the work is concerned, but missed my class.
huh. That's
So-
surprising,
Yeah.
because it's
so
right
not-
after math.
Right. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. How about Riley Gubry?
Good.
Debbie? Elika,
Good.
Debbie.
I have some concerns. So she the first day when they fill out the cards, she just put her name and her major, and I asked them to put all sorts of other things, put nothing else. Doesn't interact with the group very well. I feel like there's some isolation going on, and it's not completely on her part. I believe she might be spectrum. Just based on the similarity she has to my niece who's this age in spectrum. She came into my class on Tuesday, was sobbing so loudly, the whole class was watching us. I asked her if she needed to go and compose herself. She wouldn't leave the class. I thank goodness had started a journal entry, so they had something to do. And I asked her to walk down to the bathroom with me. She proceeded to sob so loudly that people were looking out in the hallway from the other classrooms. And I finally got her to tell me what was going on. And it was because she thought her boyfriend was going to break up with her after class.
Oh.
And so I said, do you have a friend you could speak with? You want me to go get somebody out of class? I have no friends. And so I said, well, what do you want to do? Should we walk over to Burkham together? Do you want to see a counselor? Like, I was just like, I can't leave this person alone. She wanted to call her mom and have her mom pick her up. I said, so let's get your mom on the phone. And I talked to her mom because Elika was sobbing so much that she couldn't even tell her mom why we were calling. I explained what I understood. And then handed the phone back to her, and her mom started talking and got her calmed down. But I was really concerned, but I went back to class because I felt like she was at least enough under control, and her mom was talking to her, that I could leave her alone. She came back into class in a better mood. I put her in a group yesterday. You know, she came back in a better mood. I put her in a group of people that I thought would like be kind, and it was a fun activity, and she had good input. And when because we were putting paragraphs up on the board, and like each group was like, other groups were picking out like what they liked about a paragraph, and one of the things they picked out, she shouted, that was my idea. So she felt really good. So I felt better about her yesterday, but I was just thinking, like, you know, her writing is okay, but I just yeah, I was she just the fact that she said, I have no friends.
Was this Tuesday you said?
Yeah.
So Wednesday in study session, she sat right in a group of girls, and she was glowing and awake and alert. It was very different. I was really surprised. And yesterday, I think in math,
She wasn't in math.
Nope, but I sat next to Kelly, and Kelly asked me about Elika, and she was worried about her, and I said, I think she's okay. And so I know that there are people in the group that are trying to make her feel welcome, so maybe she will get friends.
Good. I think that kind of because I think they might have been like, well, she's odd, and so they were kind of avoiding her. And their faces when she was sobbing and I had to walk her out of the class, and then I came back in, I could tell they were like, oh my word, you know. And maybe that just was kind of a wake-up call for them, that, you know, she might be different, but she's a human, you know.
Right. So I liked how she looked on Wednesday
and
in
I liked
the group.
Yeah.
And she's still asking me for help. She did it in math, and then she dropped math. So she's working with ECDS, and I thought they were going to drop her down to halftime, but I think she just dropped the one class. I'm not sure what her issue is. I know she was in the hospital this summer for like a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I
in
know.
her journal entry, like the very last thing that she wrote in here is, you know, Ferris State University is a supportive school and I want to succeed, but I know I will need lots of encouragement and support. So I think that's an indication that, you know, she knows that she's going to need that encouragement, and even other things that she kind of put in there, you know, kind of indicates that, you know, she wants to succeed, but, you know, whether she's on the spectrum or something else, I think definitely, you know, ECDS and getting accurate information is going to be really important to her being able to be successful, so she can have necessary accommodations.
All right. Is that enough to write on for her right there?
Where
Is
are you
she-
writing it at?
Is she working with ECDS? Is she?
She is.
Okay.
We haven't gotten anything. I know, because I talked to
I
Dr.
haven't
Klatt for
either.
biology. So I think they might be backlogged, to be honest, but.
I'm sure they are.
And maybe she won't, even if she's working with them, if there's no direct accommodation in your class, I don't think we'll get an email, right?
Right.
So,
And plus, the
Um,
student needs to make sure that they indicate what classes need to go out. So that does put a lot of pressure on the students to make sure that notice gets sent out to the appropriate faculty. So
Elizabeth,
She's doing good. She asks a lot of questions, but she's doing good on her assignment so far.
is it okay that I write okay, even if it's good? Okay to me means good too. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Susie Kashada,
Good.
is she doing okay in your class, Debbie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She came when she came to my meeting a couple days ago. She has no computer. She was homeless right before she came. And so so I think she's gonna need help. She does sit by herself. So I think maybe keeping an eye on her as well, but
yeah, I guess she currently has, obviously on campus meal plan. I checked with her when I met with her, but her family is still not, doesn't have a home, like her family itself. And so there's going to be a lot of stress involved, because even though she is in an okay position, and she said that she, will have technology, I think in a week or so was what she had told me, there is still concern that she's dealing with because of what her family is still dealing with. And I made sure, and she told me that she had talked to Beth about it. And, I was like, well, we'll be meeting to have conversations. And I made sure that she was okay that, people that we were, kind of talking about these things. And I did point her to Berkham and other counseling resources if she felt like she really needed someone to talk to, and encourage her to reach out to us if she needs to have a conversation about that as well. So.
Is
but
her
yeah, I
family
think,
local? Oh, sorry.
Grand
Is her-
Traverse
Okay. So
region.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think she gets money through tip money, and the Grand Traverse Bay tribe is paying for her housing and all that. But her money for a computer, there was some confusion, and I was on the phone yesterday talking to financial aid. So I hope that next week, Wednesday, she'll get money in her bank account, and then she can buy a computer. Otherwise, I've been trying to figure out where that scholarship hardship fund is. It's still there, but I don't know where students go to try to get money from it. So I'm waiting to talk to Lori Griffith and financial aid. Someone. So. Alex.
Good.
Good.
Kaylee.
Alex?
Yeah, there's 3 students that are in honors, and I don't know which ones those are. So they got switched. So there was some snafu up in the dean's office, and they took them out of our FSUS section and put them in honors. So I just left them in honors, the honor section. Because I found out after the fact. This week, so it's kind of hard to switch. I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. Natalie.
Good.
She needs to reach out to her mentor.
Which one?
It is Matt. He's been trying to get a hold of her.
And so has she approached you all about her
Mhm.
Yes.
seizures? And so she gave me phone numbers of people to have on kind of speed dial if something happens in my class. And she let me know that over the weekend that she had 2. I
Oh.
guess she came into school, so she was not having them, my understanding, and I said, can I share? And is that she has had seizures. They've been accelerating over the last year to the point that she was having them every week. And so she's on a new medication that that took it down to the point that she said, when she told me last week, she says, it's been 2 weeks and I'm feeling really good about it. And then she emailed me over the weekend, even though it had nothing to do with the class, and said, I had 2. I think she, just because I expressed interest. I have a godson who has seizures. And so I said, oh, you know, what do I need to have? What do I, you know, who can I have on speed dial? Those kinds of things. What can I do? You know, am I supposed to what am I supposed to do for you if this happens? But I do wonder if she needs to talk to EADS, to the
Yes.
disability services. And but she did have 2 over the weekend, and she teared up because I saw her on Monday and I was like, so how are you? And she kind of teared up.
I think she was really, yeah, she was really hopeful that the medicine, that she wasn't going to have them.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think she was going on 3 weeks and had not had one. And it had been
Right.
so long since she hadn't had one for that long.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So
Yeah. I talked to, so she talked to Dr. Claude about it for biology, and Natalie and Lydia. So Lydia is like her buddy. And so Lydia is helping her. So she's walking around with her almost everywhere. And then, you know, like all our classes and stuff. And so even Lydia wanted to know, is there something she could do training? I talked to Trinity in the dean's office, because it could happen anywhere.
Yep.
And nobody knows about it. And what should they do? And what are we liable for? And do we call 911 every time, even if she's not hurt? And anyway, so I called Burkham. Burkham was actually no help at all. And so I don't know if I talked to Trinity again, but I think after I talked to Natalie, it sounds like she has a seizure, and she will fall over. And so if she doesn't hurt her head or bite her tongue or something, then she will come to, and enough to sit in her chair, but then she will not be with it for like 20 minutes. And so she may not hear anything for the next 20 minutes because she doesn't remember all that stuff, but it's not like she's completely out for 20 minutes, if that makes sense. She'll like respond to commands and things and walk places. She just won't remember. So, well, that's too bad that she had them on the weekend. She didn't say anything to me, so.
Yeah, so but I'm a little, because the questions you just posed are the questions that are running through my head. Like, am I supposed, I don't know what Ferris's rules are on that. And she was like, no, please don't call 911. And I don't want to call 911 because that could be medical costs that are, so I just feel like.
And I told her that she doesn't have to go either.
Right.
But she did have a spill right before school and landed on her chin. Did she show you her scar? And so did she show you the picture?
No, she didn't show me the picture. Just
yeah, we saw the picture. It was a big gash. And so even her parents called 911 for that one. So she does know what it's like. But I told her, if someone calls and you are okay, you do not have to go with them.
mm-hmm.
You can deny service.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So at least she knows that.
That's good. So, but I wanted to raise that. She's doing great in my class. She's participating. She's the person I chose to put Elika with, because I knew she'd, bring her around. But right. I wanted to raise that because I am like, that just is in the back of my head, that.
She's one of the 3 people from this cohort that did not sign up for a conference. So Dylan, Natalie, and Tony did not sign up for conferences for the FSUS.
Tony also has to email back his mentor. So again, And it is Matt's too, so
I think he told me on,
maybe he did, because this was like,
yep, Thursday he
yesterday?
said he did.
oh,
Yep.
good,
Yep.
good.
I think he thought that I was reprimanding him for that because I told him he had to sign up a meeting with me.
Mhm. Then he's like, oh no,
And
I
he's
gotta
like,
do another one."
I did. And I said,
Hmm.
advisor, and he's like, my mentor. I already did that. I said, no, with me. It's good that you're signed up with your mentor.
Good.
So. Did not. And then Kelly,
Good.
Kelly's good.
and how about, don't tell me. Elia, how'd I do?
Good.
Oh, did we skip Tony?
Oh, I put did not sign up for conference. What else?
Hasn't been
He's
doing
doing-
work.
Oh, he's doing good for me.
Did not turn in an essay for me. And there's something, I don't know. I don't know what it is that he is struggling for me. He just seems afraid. Like he seems deer in the headlights more than, I mean, there's times when, and like, like the other day he was like one step behind. I don't know how to explain, how in a conversation, you're all having a conversation and then I'm like, and what else? And he says what we just said. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And that is what we just said was important. And now, and
else?
so I'm not sure. And the fact that he didn't turn in a paper, I just feel like it might be fear that he's so nervous that he's not able to like,
Would rather
Process
avoid
it.
than fail.
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, he only did like the student course agreement, agreeing, I understand the following things, but hasn't turned anything else in. None of the journal entries, didn't do like the smarter measure assessment. And I've been trying to be good about going in when students aren't doing things and sending notices through the grade book to say, hey, you didn't do something, please reach out to me. And it's like, it's radio silence.
Yep. I felt like for some reason, I felt like he was standoffish because he didn't want to participate.
Mm.
But it sounds like he's just not participating at all. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's not that he doesn't want to be with the group. It's that he just doesn't want to be here at school or something. I don't know. But he comes
Yeah.
to class.
Mhm.
Does he come, Debbie?
Yeah, he comes and he actually participates, but his participation is just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
Is he-
I just feel like he might be so afraid that he can't function. That's the
Okay.
feeling I'm getting about him, is that he's just got, there's just something, or there's auditory processing or
Oh,
something.
maybe.
How's he doing in
Because-
math, Lauren?
He's doing good. He came up to question some things after class one day. Everything's turned in, so he's doing fine.
Because it could also be that unfortunately, again, I'm spitballing ideas here, but that I'm interested in math. Like this is what I'm really interested in, but I really don't care about writing or this other online course. And so I'm going to put my effort in here. And for the rest of the stuff, I'm just going to be like, whatever. So it could be a legitimate, maybe a disability, or a disconnect that's going on, but it also could be just that I don't care, therefore I have no motivation. That might be something to, try to figure out. So that way the best assistance can be kind of brought forward, to kind of help them. But if there was a complete disconnect, or even in Lauren's class, but it sounds like even coming up and asking like questions about things. So it's not a total fear of, I don't want to talk to people or I'm disconnected, because it's not happening in all the classes. But it could also be, a comfort level. It's hard to say.
He doesn't talk to Peyton. And that's his group.
Yeah, I noticed that they're
Yeah.
quiet together.
Is it a group of two?
Three, I
There's
think.
the Riley's right in front of them, so it should be 3.
but he sits beside Peyton.
Mhm.
Okay, I have to run to the restroom before I have to go to this next meeting, so I just want to say that a lot I don't know how to Elia.
Elia.
I keep calling them Elijah Woods. Okay, so that's what it is in my brain. I can't get past it, but they're doing fine. We have a meeting set up, so we haven't met yet, but otherwise, other than that, they're doing fine. And I think I just want to make sure I got the host set up.
And then Lauren, did she contact you about not coming to class yesterday?
No, she did not, and she did not do much of the homework. She got 1.5 out of 48 on that one.